It's a push for safety and accountability in wake of the deadly tornado outbreak October 9th. And now the emerging question for neighbors and loved ones of those killed: how safe are our building standards? I spent the past month and a half digging through data and going straight to the source to prompt what could be a nationwide change. In the eerie silence of a neighborhood torn apart,
I hate to even think about it now.
Stands this loud reminder.
This is my home here.
Of Melanie Hardegree's survival.
This was my neighbor Barry and Kathy's home, and it no longer exists, along with all of the homes pretty much along this street that were not concrete blocked.
Melanie lives on Montoya, a street in Spanish Lakes. It's where an EF3 tornado ripped through with 155-mile-per-hour winds October 9th.
There were people in trees. It was horrific.
Most of the homes around her obliterated.
There's a pine tree over here that still has a piece of aluminum dangling.
The difference between her home and theirs. And these were all manufactured or mobile homes?
All manufactured homes.
Do you think that you would be standing here today if you didn't have the concrete block home you do?
No. Absolutely not.
This is a battle that we're going to continue to face as a home building industry.
Jim Ayotte is the chief executive officer for the Florida Manufactured Housing Association. He's been tracking the safety of mobile and manufactured homes for decades.
We've done a good job. We're not done yet.
According to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD, no one was regulating the construction of mobile homes in the United States until 1976, when HUD established a series of building codes across the country to improve their safety. Then in 1994, 2 years after Hurricane Andrew decimated 90% of all mobile homes in Miami-Dade County, HUD strengthened those codes again and established 3 wind zones, requiring homes withstand certain wind speeds.
So the ultimate wind speed for a manufactured home in wind zone 3 is over 160 miles an hour, and in wind zone 2, 150 miles an hour.
This video provided to us by Champion Homes shows the construction of what they say are these stronger, more resilient manufactured homes.
It's more strapping, it's deeper anchors, it's more rafters on the home, it's a much beefier, stronger home. It's a completely different home than what was built before.
We followed along with Kyle Comino of Florida Value Homes to see for ourselves the delivery and installation of one of these newly constructed manufactured homes. In 1999, Florida also adopted their own statewide installation standards, requiring what's called tie-downs to better anchor manufactured homes to their lots.
Your anchors didn't go as deep. Today, they're deeper, they're more frequent, they go up the sidewall, they don't just attach to the subframe of the manufactured home.
Anchors now are rooted at least 2 feet in the ground, some as deep as 5 feet. I poured over hundreds of pages of storm damage assessments the state published after major hurricanes and found those changes are working. This report from Hurricane Michael shows post-1994 manufactured homes in Franklin County withstood even Category 4 winds. And out of the more than 3,500 mobile homes seriously damaged during Charlie, Francis, Ivan, and Jean, all of those were built before the strengthened HUD codes in 1994.
It's amazing today when you see how homes are being built in factories. I mean, a far cry from what we saw 40, 50 years ago. These homes are just built, they're solid.
So why was Spanish Lakes left so vulnerable?
Because that was built starting back in late 70s, 1977.
You know, we have a lot of these pre-1976 homes still out there. These homes were never designed or built to last this long.
Researcher Andrew Rumbach with Urban Institute says more than 100,000 manufactured homes across Florida were built pre-HUD code.
They often are housing some of our most vulnerable residents who are most in need of resilience. And so I think there's a real opportunity to think about replacing those homes at little or no cost to the people who live there.
And even the homes built to Florida's latest standards may soon be outdated too. Data from the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration shows storms are getting stronger and costlier, causing tens of billions of dollars more in damage now compared to 10 years ago.
And so there is a little bit of a gap right now with our new housing, with what the new requirements are for the Florida Building Code. Our industry will catch up. I mean, we have to. As you know, I mean, Storms are getting more severe than ever.
Make it so that manufactured homes have to build the houses so the roofs and the structure can withstand stronger winds.
Brandy Smith's mother, Deborah Kennedy, was one of 6 killed by the Spanish Lakes EF3 tornado. It picked up her manufactured home and threw it into a nearby tree.
I still have breakdowns constantly.
Not only was her home built pre-HUD code, Brandy says it also didn't have the proper tie-downs. For Deborah Kennedy, Brandy says she couldn't afford the cost, which averages up to $1,500.
Maybe we should buy the tie-downs, give grants for that instead of giving grants to rebuild.
The state does allot $2.8 million toward its mobile home tie-down program, which retrofits mobile homes built prior to 1999 with the proper tie-downs for free. But that program manager tells me there's currently a years-long waiting list, with over 120 mobile home parks still pending service.
To me, that sounds like a signal that maybe the program could deserve some more funding.
Is there a way to move around some funding so that we can expand the current $2.8 million budget for that program?
I'd love to say yes.
State Representative Toby Overdorf, though concerned about this year's budget deficit, agreed to look into it.
It is something that certainly is a concern. I appreciate what your station and yourself are doing and bringing this to light. And it's certainly is a possibility that we could.
We've also found hundreds of thousands of mobile and manufactured homes across the state that aren't up to HUD code. And this widening gap between the strength and the resilience of current manufactured homes and then the intensifying strength of future storms. Can something be done to mitigate that?
I think we need to continue to look at ways that we can, in fact, strengthen the homes, whether it be through programs of additional tie-downs, additional ways that we may be able to do some improvements with those homes. At the same time, we're recognizing that many of the folks that live in these areas are either on a fixed income. This may be a secondary home.
You have to walk a fine line between affordability and safety.
And that's the caveat. Kamino worries increased regulations will increase manufactured home prices. A 2024 Manufactured Housing Institute study found 70% of residents cited affordability as the key driver for choosing manufactured housing.
Once you start regulating these homes too much, then you're ending up with a site-built structure, and the cost for that is substantially more than this.
How do you find a middle ground where these homes are safe in natural disasters, but are also still affordable?
That's a tough issue. It would be, in my dreams, if we could find some low-cost financing out there so people could actually buy homes that are more substantial.
Do you know what exactly that might look like? I brought that and the other issues plaguing the industry up to HUD. A representative telling me it's something the agency recognizes they, quote, need to take a look at and is working with researchers like Rumbach to create a nationwide change. While Overdorf says state legislators will also look into all possible solutions.
Potentially there's programs that we might be able to help out with that.
As Melanie hopes the unmistakable warning of empty lots around her speaks loud and clear.
It's not a question of should we do this. It's a question of we have to do this. These are your constituents. These are the people that you have taken an oath to represent and to protect and to serve, and that needs to be the priority.
Well, HUD actually does have a conference planned for this summer to discuss that exact topic. Today. Good evening and welcome back. Joining me live here from Spanish Lakes is Kyle Kamino of Florida Value Homes. Kyle, you oversee the installation of these manufactured homes. I really appreciate you joining us here. I think a lot of viewers at home might be wondering, is it safe to even have manufactured homes at all here in Florida?
Yeah, Kate, thanks for having me. Today's manufactured homes, they're built to a different standard than they once were. So you've got 16-inch on-center rafters. You've got 2x6 exterior construction. You've got 4-foot anchors every 4 foot down the sidewall. You've got anchors down the marriage line. You've got anchor clips on the top plate and the bottom plate of the sidewall. The homes, in short, they're much more energy efficient. They're much stronger than they once were. A lot has changed since 1976.
Yeah, absolutely. We know there are so many people out there still living in those pre-HUD homes that aren't up to the federal regulations. And I know that you have a lot of tips on how to handle that. We're going to post those actually on our website. But we really appreciate you joining us here this evening. Thank you so much for learning about our stories out here. NBC Nightly News is next.